still in the middle of running through the library. This minimization. Hold on, turn that music down a little more. All right, so this minimization of the matrix looks a little odd to me. I'm not sure if I believe that is right. What if we were to kind of just like step through this by hand, right? So seems kind of odd. So smallest in row. Find smallest vector. Like this should. So the smallest value in this row is 5. Smallest value in this row is 2. Smallest value in this row is 3. And then we're supposed to be subtracting this from every value here. And then this from every value here. And this from every value here. So that would give us something like 3, 0, 4, 4, 2, 0, 4, 2, and 4, 0, 4, 5. And then find the smallest in column. So this would give 2. Okay, maybe this will work. 0, 4, and 2. And then we subtract that, going the other way, resulting in 1, 0, 2. 0, 0, 0. 0, 0, 0, and 2, 0, 3. Now it's interesting. So we have 1 and 2s and 3s. It's the same number of values. I wonder if I interpreted the representation of the matrix wrong. I guess that's also possible. There's a production issue involved. You don't know if you want to get involved. Do you have to be involved? Oh, does the subtract from matrix go through every position? I believe so. If you just ignore the column to also subtract where it shouldn't. You're the one to find the issue first? Just now? Or before? I think we could also look at the C++ implementation just to like compare what's going on here to make sure that, because I'm pretty sure given the number of people, maybe print the smallest in vectors. Maybe. Well, here, actually. So, smallest in row. 2 and 3. Wait. I'm confused. Oh, no, okay. 5, 2, 3. 5, 2, 3. That checks out. And then smallest in column. Doesn't want to open. We've lost that. Oh, it's impacting booking? Yeah, anything that touches money is probably something people care a lot about. I don't know. People care about money. Go figure. It looks like maybe we've lost the contents of smallest in column. I guess I could run through this again, but I suspect that it's going to be the same. It's going to be 2042. I think maybe I'm just interpreting the contents of the matrix wrong. Like if we read it in column, oh yeah, I think it is supposed to be column major, right? That means we should be reading these as columns, right? 102, 000, 000, 203. Like if you read this as going down this way, and then here, and then here, and then here, then it adds up. That is, it matches the by hand calculation. So I think this all looks right to me so far. If we step up back to here, you need to build some Docker images, which you never use. Docker is quite prolific these days. You have your own K8s cluster, Al? I've not gone that far. I have Docker Swarm set up on my little. Actually, it used to be my daily driver laptop. Is now a little server in the closet. I have threatened to use Kubernetes once. Yeah. It's like, we should look at doing this for a thing. It's probably overkill anyway, but it would have been fun. That was a while ago. Okay, so I think Reduce Edges does the right thing, actually. You know, it can be fun to go look at the C++ implementation, just as like to like double check that things are doing what I think they're supposed to be doing. The C++ implementation is a little bit more straightforward. So the C++ implementation is here we go. So this is kind of where we're at. So we minimize along direction. Wait. What does this function do? This method? Over columns. What does over columns do? Okay, it switches outer size and inner size. Yeah. No, I'm pretty confident that this is right. We could add some logging, I guess. Also, it's a lot of output here. Don't know what's up with that, but dbg exclamation point is what you want? Huh. I could try it. Just like dbg. Who knows? T doesn't implement debug. Wait, it should be this or this. I think we need to tell. Let's see. T is supposed to. a plus debug, but in the where clause? In the where clause. In the where clause. Ah. Oh, hey. Consider restricting this bounds plus it knows. Did we just say debug elsewhere? We do. Okay. Oops. I don't know what I just typed. There we go. Debug. Alright. Now, I suspect that this is not actually going to run if we like... Yeah, okay. Let's stop. Sweet. Okay, cool. Let's step over. Did that. Can we actually stop? There we go. Okay, I think. Yeah, should just print to the console. Let's do this. Let's go back to the terminal and just run test. All right. So is this better or worse? You got involved? All right. Good luck. So I think this is like, this is a column, and then this is a column, and this is a column, and this is a column. And I think that is consistent with the value that it should arrive at. Now, if we look at the C++ one, we run this minimize along direction twice. First with over columns being false, and then once with it being true, I think. Or not exactly. It depends on... The order depends on the size of the matrix. If there are more rows, or the same number of rows as columns, then it's true and then false. Otherwise it's false and true. And does that matter? I'm not really convinced that that matters. Is it more money though? You get never mind. That's a question I don't need to ask, but let's just say if I have to do something on the weekend for work, I don't get I don't get extra money. Well, I hope it's a lot per hour for you. So does this do the same thing? Is a question. Versus what this is doing. So, let's see. We have 3 rows and 4 columns. So this would be initially false. And then true. And then this method, minimize line direction, if it's false, the outer size is rows, inner size is columns. Maybe just try printing it using display. I looked it up and there should be a display implementation for that. So just print ln. Yeah. I could try that, sure. I feel like it is unlikely that this is where the issue is. Something to check is our other test cases if they're all square matrices or if they are potentially can we do this? Or if there are rectangular ones. Without the... Oh yeah, does that does the thing. The thing we don't want to do. Nope. We have to tell it that it can be displayed. Ooh. I like. That looks familiar. So at least the by hand, like stepping through the algorithm for this part, this is just like the initial, like the setup of the data, right? Matches. So the other thing we could check here is that we think the it should pick what did we say it was gonna pick to get 15? Yeah, it is. It's much nicer. Thus the clapping. 547. No, that gets 16. How did we get 15 from this? Let me scroll up. 843. 843. 843. Okay. So that would be like this one, and this one, and this one. And that at least seems reasonable. Have we lost information here in this transformation? Here's another question. So if we, do we have tests in the C++ library? Let's see. Much more interesting test here than the ones that I have in the Rust one. Yeah, no, I do like tracing. I've not written a lot of library code that's incorporated that sort of thing, but on the other side, I do like me some application tracing. These days, that's mostly like AWS X-Ray, which is a very I think there are ways to use like kind of the, what is it? There's like an open tracing standard thing or whatever that's can be, yeah. Anyway, yeah. No, that's something I'll have to look into. Does this have open telemetry? Yeah, that's right. Do we have GitHub Actions for this repo? Nope. Okay, never mind then. If I did, if I had set that up or whatnot, then maybe I would just open a PR with another test case to verify that. So let's take a look at the test cases here. So this is a square matrix. And okay, so here's a 2x3. So that's good. So we do have some rectangular matrix. Yeah, you can use the trace and create with OpenTelemetry. That's good. That's good. So we do have some test cases here that do use rectangular matrices, which is really good. Really good. And actually, while we're changing things around here, hash set doesn't implement this way, so okay, so never mind then. That's why this is like this. With columns greater than rows? Yeah. Do we have, or only the other way around? That's a question. Is it column row? I think it's both ways. 3, 2, 1, 2, 3. And we even have a 1, 1 and a 2, 2. What about quick check? Are all of the I mean, what's interesting here is this is definitely I don't know exactly how it's generated in the matrix for quick check, but presumably they are not. They're all sorts of sizes. You need test crate for all those tests. All right, another link. Test crate provides procedural macro attribute that generates parameterized test instances. Oh yeah, oh yeah, where you can feed in. Yeah, here, talking about this. Where you can use this test case to feed in different data elements. How are you gonna do that and feed in a whole matrix? Oh, like that? Well, not quite what I had in mind actually, but yeah, you could feed in a bunch of values into the thing. Yeah, that's worth considering. I do really like, coming up with quick check style tests where we're trying to identify properties that the result will have. Although none of this is identified the problem that this has. So we're getting a 16 out of this. So how are we getting 16 out of this? We're getting 5 and 4 and 7, right? 5, 4, 7, or 5, 4, 7. Right? 9, 16, 5, 4, 7. So that would be like 5 and 4 and 7. So maybe there is a problem with this. On the other hand, no worries. I mean, I suspect that we're not going to solve the problem today, given that I'm having to recall a whole programming language and what this library, the algorithm in the library does, And like we spent, you know, a half hour or more at the beginning of this just like getting a dev environment set up. So this is kind of exploratory and just trying to, get a little up to speed. So I have that my expectations were never that we're necessarily going to solve this stream. But we'll see. We'll see. I mean, maybe there is something wrong with this. It's interesting, like looking at this. I feel like maybe we've lost too much data in doing this. Maybe it'd be worthwhile to step through the same algorithm, this reducing step in the C++ library to see if it does something differently. Right, so this is, and I mean, I'm just gonna read through it. I'm not gonna. I don't have this. I don't have stuff set up to like do C++ dev right now. But okay, so if rows is not equal to columns, if the input matrix isn't square, make it square and fill the empty values with the largest value present in the matrix. Are we not doing this? You can use the matrix macro for easier matrix construction. Interesting. That is cool. The syntax is MATLAB-like. Column elements are separated by a comma, and semicolon designates the new row. Okay. So this should then match up with your expectation of these are 3 rows, and these are 3 columns. Okay. Let's try that. I'll come back to the C++ thing, but so that should let us do like let test matrix equals matrix. So is that the syntax? No, because it's a square bracket. 8599-4264-7378. The brackets didn't actually matter. Okay. It doesn't like that though. Use in algebra matrix. Probably missing that. Is the macros feature enabled? That's this, right? Or is that per crate? Enabled by default. Ah. All right. Well, first of all, it's aliased. No matrix in the root. Probably the other thing is that we have a an old version of this library. I just did rust up, but I'm pretty sure that let's see, there we go. So we're a few versions behind. Let's see. let's upgrade. Well, I mean, if it starts with, I mean, assuming it's Simver, if it's starting with 0, any version could be, like, there shouldn't be any guarantees on changes for something that has a major version of 0. At least that's my recollection of how that's supposed to work. In algebra macros. What does it mean? You would ask me something like that. I don't know. 1.73 from 5 days ago. Edition. Interesting. Up in package. Yeah. There we go. You don't need all the extra and crate anymore as well? I'm assuming you mean in here, this stuff. No method name span found or reference parse buffer in the current scope. Let's go look up in algebra. In macro use get replaced with just use imports. Okay. So I think I still probably need this, given that I'm using this aliased thing, maybe? Yeah. Macro use. Yeah, okay. So let's, oh, here we go. I'm on in algebra already. Let's see. Crate in algebra. Latest stable build. Yeah. 2.32.3. Yeah. Features arbitrary. Is that even a thing anymore? It's not even mentioned. Why was it there? I don't know. Huh. Add the top feature flags. Feature flags. There we go. Huh. don't know. All right, let's. So, oh, it's an issue on Rust. Interesting. Well, that's unfortunate. I think I'm just going to right now. I'm gonna unwind that change. Can I paste the error there? Let me know if you want more. But for right now, I think I'm just going to unwind the changes to here. And oops, I closed the whole thing. Uh-huh. And why am I doing this? Well, it was working before, and it's as nice as it is to have a more convenient way of defining the macros. We don't need that to keep going, so back it goes. Oh, try to remove your target folder. Maybe it still has outdated dependencies. Yeah, I guess we could try that. Let me. You would think, though, that it would, 32.3, that it would be smart enough to fix itself. Nope, same problem. So that was not it. All right. Now, C++ time. Okay, weird. So this is interesting though. So there's this bit of code here that resizes the matrix. Now, I don't remember seeing that in the existing code. Yeah, like there should be a thing here that does that. So it's definitely a thing that's happening in the C++ code. You found it? Issues. Construction macros don't work when it's aliased as an A. Uh-huh. Yeah. Span. Uh-huh. But I'm not aliasing it in the toml. Is that still causing a problem? Okay. Well, I'll put that on the pile of things. I wanna kind of yeah, it doesn't matter. External create is basically the same thing. Okay. Okay. So, mask matrix. Where's mask matrix coming from? Where is mask matrix coming from? There's an M. Rows, column, size. This matrix. Matrix resize. Mask matrix. You gonna create a PR to fix it in algebra? Okay. I'm sure folks will appreciate that. Oh. Yeah. Okay. I'm sure this seems like a fine idea. Let's define these private members down here at the bottom. We don't need to understand what those are. Okay, anyway. So, yeah, I'm gonna guess that this is the source of the bug because we're not doing this, and I feel like there is definitely some special things that have to happen for rectangular matrices. This is just kind of a gut call rather than like, oh, I know exactly how this algorithm works. But yeah. Cool. So let's try that and see if that fixes the issue. How's that gonna work? What can we do to this matrix? What are the options? What are the things that we can do here? What do we know about matrix as a type? Actually, is a question. Does that may constrain what we're doing here? Matrix is index mute edge. What is it? Index mute? Oh, cool. Yeah, ability to index mutably. Yeah, that makes sense. It's a good name. Like array index. Yeah. So I think like when we're in reduce edges, we can inside of here we can index this edge and use that to mutate it. Now, unfortunately, that really means that what we need to do is like make a different matrix. There's not anything talking about resizing in here, is there? Nope. Okay. Do we use min size anyway? Yeah, we do. Okay. Interesting. So what I'm thinking about now is like what we're going to need to change to make this work. So min size really should be like when we resize, we have a new matrix. that is square, whose size is the size of the largest side, then min size is going to be wrong. But do we need to care about that? So here, we definitely have separate rows and columns. But we don't need to care about that. Like, we don't even use those down here. We just look at size, because we know that the size is going to be the same. Size is the max. So in other words, the way to address a rectangular matrix is to make it into a square matrix and then proceed. And we're not doing that. Like right here, the matrix we process must be square. So we add as needed, containing the maximum value of the row or column, or how does this work? The maximum, the largest value present in the matrix. Yeah. Can we alias over? Can you shadow a variable like that in Rust? Is there a clone? It is common pattern. That makes sense. There's not a clone, which is encouraged. Okay, so how can we... So we want to make a new matrix. There is a clone. Well, we don't know about it for type T. And it doesn't really help us anyway. What we need is a matrix that is larger. And I don't know how we're going to do that. I saw something there for a second. I thought there was a T new size. I don't think that is actually a thing though. Rust. Construct. Constructor for struct. I like something called the Rustonomicon. If it implements, yeah. Yeah, so the issue is that, well, let's see. So obviously, yeah, the matrix docs. Sure. And we have traits as well. So a design decision, let's say, was that it's all well and good that we know that T is going to be an algebra matrix, but this crate doesn't know that. Like, we're using that in the test, but this crate isn't tied to that particular implementation. Now, maybe it should be. Maybe that would make life easier. We could change that, but I'm not going to change that unless I have to. Easier. Ah. I mean, and this is the same way that the C++ library is set up. It doesn't need a particular matrix implementation. It's generic. And in fact, it has like I think like an adapter pattern, right? Yeah. Although I don't think I implemented this. I think others implemented this. So the question is, if we don't know what T is, I mean, can we just like, okay, stop that. Is there a trait that we can implement that would allow us to do that? Is there a resize? There is a resize. Wouldn't that be cool if we could resize? What trait will we need to have? Thank you, Windows Security. Yeah, I know. It's unfortunate. Yeah, exactly. Then I'd have to remember how to do that. That would be like of the trait resizable. I can spell maybe. How does one do traits? Am I on some other branch? I believe I'm on main. I mean, I've not pushed any of the stuff. I'm on master, rather. I've not pushed anything that I've worked on today. I've not committed anything. I've done nothing other than modify some files. Okay. And I added in algebra today? No. This has been there for like 8 years. But that's just the test. Like the tests use an algebra to construct the matrices. I don't think... Does the actual crate use... No. Doesn't use an algebra. Oh, interesting. That does that. Good to know. Plus resizable. Now, what I can probably do is just make sure that this resize implementation matches this, actually. Val T returns a T. Let's see. How do you work? Oh, and bench. Yeah, and tests. Exactly. Oh, there's stuff in benches. Oh, there's benches. Look at that. Cool. Oh, that's what criterion is for. Great. Cool. Okay. Trait. Impl. Yeah. Yeah. Can we have a trait that is generic, where we don't know what U or T are? I mean, it's not. Semicolon. Visibility qualifiers are not permitted here. Okay. Trait defined here with two generic parameters U and T. Okay. What is it? What does it mean? Don't know. Missing generics for trait resizable, expecting two generic arguments. Well, that'll be interesting. So we know what edge is. I don't think currently we talk at all about the content of the values inside of the elements of the matrix. I don't know what an associated type is. Moving inner types locally into a trait as output types. Functions that use the trait contains are no longer required to express A or B at all. Interesting. Oh, hey, that's the page that I'm on. Okay, so we have a contains trait that has two types, and then underscore colon at ampersand self colon A. Okay, and then we have an implementation. Yeah, and then when we use something that implements contains. Okay. So, yeah. Okay. So let's try it. Type output. Sure. Type value. Good enough. Ambiguous output from resizable. Okay. I don't know why that's a problem. Although, actually, wouldn't this just be self? I don't know. Let's keep marching forward. Required by bound. Yeah, okay. So, depends on what I want. I don't know what I want. Dot resize. All right. So some stuff. So I don't know that we need min size. What do we need min size for? Okay. Let's see. Max size, actually. And then oh, interesting. T outputs. Okay, weird. We'll have to do something about that. Of course, this will never be greater than max size, but that's fine. Yeah, I know that's wrong. So like we can't just pass 0 here. Expected reference value. Definitely causing myself some problems trying to make this very not tied to in algebra. Or another implementation. What can we do with this? I mean, I think we have to scan the matrix to find the largest value in it. I don't have anything that already does that, do I? there's something similar in loose edges. Well, mine's smallest. Okay, there is Copilot's attempt at generating some code to do that. That's fancy. I almost believe it, except for the part where Matrix doesn't have an header. So we need to implement this. T output 0 is interesting as well. This type parameter. So we could just keep on adding more traits here. Could do that. I think there's definitely an opportunity for a big refactor here. But for now, I just want to see if this is actually the problem. So find largest value. Matrix. Size. And we're going to make that function. Find largest value. That is an interesting implementation. That would almost work, except not. Because of course we don't know, we don't have a type matrix. We have a type T. And we have a type T output. Apparently. This seems to suggest that such a thing exists. Aha, I see. Okay, so that works as long as we add some where. Can we do that? Is there an example of us referring to such a thing? Surely we have. Okay, there's an example of a thing we did there. I don't know why that's complaining now. Probably because we've broken other things as we've been going through. But that should be right. And then let's see. Size is matrix size. What else have we broken? Everything. Expected reference. Right. So we'll have largest value. Okay, doesn't like that. For some reason. Sorry. I missed your comment before. What was the error before I was reading docs? I couldn't say. Just been rolling through. Let's see. Expected reference to t value? Huh. I don't know that we need a reference there. Does that fix problem? Nope. It'd be cool if I could read the whole message. Let's do this. Let's just build. Beautiful. All right, so let's start here. Expected resizable value found. Index output. Interesting. Find largest value. T output. Yep, arguments to this method are incorrect. Found associated type T as index output. You updated and it works. Oh. You opened a pull request. Very nice. Bring this over here. Let's see what we got. Nice. You've updated all the dependencies, which is good because I think this will also... there was a security issue as well to do with the dependency that needed to be updated in an algebra. So I think that's probably going to make that go away too. Did we go up to... Well, not all the way up because I think the latest was 32.3, but pretty close. And then remove the extra externs. Okay. Alrighty. Looks good. Oh, is the development build? Okay. Cool. I am... One of the things I'm going to... might have been the issue before. Yeah, that might be the case. I think... Let's see. I want to merge that. One of the things I want to do though, and so let me see if I can fix this so that we can see if this fixes the issue or not. Maybe it just won't. And then the one other thing I wanted to do today was set up GitHub Actions to do the builds, because I don't even know what's going on with Travis CI anymore. Is that even a thing? So I want to have it so that it will like build your PR. And then that will be nice in general. Still exists? Yeah, probably. It's been a while since I've even thought about that service. So resize this trait. It's already 8:30 p.m. You must be in Europe somewhere. Yeah, that's like Central European summertime, right? You haven't had dinner yet? Oh, that's... Wow. I don't know. People have different schedules, but that would be quite late for me if I hadn't had dinner by then. Well, I hope you enjoy your dinner. Thanks for helping out and the pull request and just, hanging out. I'm going to chip away at this a little bit more, but it's approaching lunchtime for me too. Okay, so we have this resizable value. So that's that type that was created as part of the trait. Maybe we don't need that. Maybe we just say that this returns index output. Or not returns, but takes as value. And then we don't need this anymore. Ambiguous associated type. Why is that ambiguous? Because it's ambiguous. Ops, perhaps. STD. Self output. Do we need something then to, like, that doesn't exist. Can we say this trait needs to be, oh, we can, can't we? Wait, no. Oh, wait. Isn't this just a weight? No. Self with a big S. What do you mean? Stream delay? Oh, yeah. Whoops. Delph. Okay. Yeah, self output. Yeah. And now colon index. I mean, I don't know if that... Index edge? Maybe. Does this represent the thing I want? I don't know. Maybe. Does it make the problem better or worse? Okay. Expected mutable reference. And didn't find that. How do we do that? Oh, right, other way around. At mute or ampersand mute. Yep. And then, yeah, you would think so. Why wasn't it leave the let alone? Okay, that has less complaints. Type T cannot be dereferenced is interesting. Oh, right, because, yeah. There we go. I think there's still some other places where we don't need the star. one left. Oh, nice. Made dinner? Nice. Alright. Enjoy your dinner. Yeah, some ownership issues maybe. Who knows? Cannot move out of matrix behind mutable reference because... yeah. So this has to change. Alright. So what needs to change here? This needs to be like at mute self, doesn't it? There are no more errors. Lots of warnings. Okay. Now we're getting to the issue that I'm not surprised by, which is that the thing that we're passing in does not implement the trait resizable. We should be able to do that though, right? If we just say impl resizable for in a Z matrix U32. And this should just be like, wait, do we need to do anything? Because I don't know how this works. Self.resize. Only traits defined in the current crate can be implemented for types defined outside of the crate. Thought it was. Hold on, let's read this. Matrix is not defined in the current crate. Impl doesn't use only types from inside the current crate. What does it mean? Only traits defined in the current crate, the trait is resizable, which we've defined, can be implemented for types defined outside of the crate. That's what we're doing. So, what's the problem? Pub trait resizable. Huh. Yeah, take a at mute self. It does. That was probably an old message, huh? Yeah, 4 minutes ago. The trait bound in a matrix 30 U32 something something something. So let's read this error here. Required by this bound in solver. It's not satisfied. Matrix. Self-transpose. Right. So let's see, bounds. Must implement trait display. Trait has area. Impl has area for rectangle. Where clauses can also be used to apply bounds in some places to be more expressive. Where associated items. Treat this generic over its container type as. Yeah. Huh. Like, I feel like what I was trying to do before should have worked, right? So if we implement our trait that we made, which was resizable, for the matrix U32, right? So this is the type that we're handing into the solver. It says only traits defined in the current crate can be implemented. For types defined outside of the crate. Impl drop for U32. This error indicates a violation of one of Rust's orphan rules for trait implementations. The rule prohibits any implementation of a foreign trait, a trait defined in another crate. What does it mean by another crate? I mean, I guess the implication is that these two files are different crates, which, okay, sure, I guess, but we're doing, oh no, we're not doing the same thing, because this trait is defined here. It's defined in this test, whereas the trait that we're trying to implement here is defined here. Okay. So wait. Okay, so that's kind of awkward. So what does it suggest? To avoid this kind of error, ensure that at least one local type is referenced by the impl. At least one local type is referenced by the impl. Impl from for that. define a trait locally and implement that instead. Yeah, well that isn't, like, we can't just define the same trait twice. I'm pretty sure anyway that you can't just do that. Even if we did this, that's not going to yeah, I know he says it's an implemented. It's not the same trait as the one that needs to be passed in here. It's like even if we did this, fn resize, like so. We don't want to do any of that. We just want to resize self. Yeah. Add mute self. Perhaps just add self? Nope. Anyway, I don't think this matters anyway because it's not going to work because it's not the same trait. Right? Like, difficult to see what's actually going on in Vim there, but there we go. So here we can see the full error, right? So linear assignment resizable is not implemented for this, right? And we can't unless we do the implementation of this inside of this crate. But I didn't want to do that because I don't want to have a bunch of implementations of the trait. I'm going to leave that for the consumer to do, like in this test, but apparently can't do that. So that becomes a little problematic. So, how else can we just, putting aside the whole issues with how I'm trying to do this, if we wanted to, yeah, let me just unwind changes here. Too far. Okay. So here's the test case. So if we wanted to just test, does fixing the resize issue fix this? Instead of worrying about like making changes to here. And in fact, let me go back over here. What have we changed here? Diff soc lib. Yeah, so there's some stuff here that I don't care about. I think the architecture, like the way this is set up, needs to be rethought to be in a way that's going to be friendlier for us to be able to like have generic implementations. So I think I'm just going to throw away these changes Goodbye. And that just leaves us with the changes to the test file. So our issue here. And so if we want to kind of simulate what we need to, like, if this code was in place to resize the matrix so that it would be 4x4, that would be the equivalent to just passing in a 4x4 matrix, where the last row would contain all values that were the largest value in the matrix, which would be 9. So this would be 9, 9, 9, 9. And then something in our autocomplete 8 the square bracket. So there we go. Welcome back. So I basically gave up on all those changes I had just done, and instead I'm just changing the test data to make it look like what it would be if the missing bit of code was in place. And I'm just going to run this test to see if this passes. So if this passes, then we found the issue. We just need to figure out how to actually implement it. Yeah, exactly. Oh, right. Sorry. And then this needs to be 4 because there'll be 4 results. So I think there's a bet. I think this still might actually be correct, right? Because the extra one should be removed. No, yeah, like it added 9. But if we remove the extra 9, then it'll be 15, which matches what we expect. So I think this could be correct, actually. Let's look at the C++ implementation again. What do we do? So we resize. We use matrix.max, and then there must be something at the end where we remove the extra result. Remove the XX rows or columns that we added to fit the input to a square matrix. So this resizes the resulting matrix back to the original size. I don't know if we can really simulate that here, because we don't get a matrix back the way this works. We just get a set of edges. But I think if we just like internalize the, yeah, we'll remove the edge that touches this row, which would have added a weight of 9, then yeah, this is correct. So I think this is the issue, which is good. So I think the first thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to undo this bit. And then where are we at here? Let's see. Let's also maybe if you restart from master, basically upgrade the dependencies first. Yeah, maybe. I'm just gonna open a PR with just this test right now, because I'm kind of out of time for today to work on this. But first thing I want to do is I want to update the getignore to ignore. Oops. I'm done with that anyway. To ignore the VSCode file. Yeah, it's about time for lunch for me. And then I have some other things outside of streaming to do. So, let's see. We're gonna make a PR. We're gonna call this. What am I gonna call this? Issue 10. This is going to be add feeling test case for issue number 10. Oh, should not have hit escape there. Fix fail test case for issue number 10. Issue 10. All right. Not using dash sign for git commit? I've never used that. Actually, I should make this a draft. This is actually not ready. Not ready to go. Let's see. Add test case. Identify cause. Fix problem. This is caused by failing to resize rectangular matrices to square and adding max value to each weight added prior to running the algorithm. Thank you for the follow. The points 2 and 3 are not saying anything, basically. I mean, this is what we did in the stream, right? We added a test case. We identified the cause and then fixed the problem. All of those things are like, you can't fix the problem if you don't identify the cause. It would be challenging to identify the cause without having the test case. Like if I was more in a planning mode at the beginning of the stream, I could have like opened the PR and just put the list of things in. And these things would be the things that I would have put in. And then removing the extra edges at the end. There we go. All right, assign that to me. Okay. I don't really have time. Okay, we'll see. I may. I don't like doing stuff off stream because then people miss out on things that may be of interest to them. On the other hand, I think that's a fair point. Yes, they are general strategies for solving problems. It depends. Now, it depends on who the reader is. Okay. Well, I must stop. Unfortunately. I will be streaming other times this week, doing some game stuff, some modded Minecraft tomorrow evening for me, probably quite late / early for those that are in Europe or elsewhere, and then I also do I'm playing Starfield on Wednesdays. They were. I don't know if they're still around. There was a raid earlier. Is this one of those someone you see around other places? And then I'm doing Oxygen Not Included on Fridays. Yep. And I do these coding streams every Sunday. What is morning for me? On Rust streams, pretty much. Yeah. Hey, speaking of which, boy, I have too many tabs. Let's see. Is anyone streaming that we could raid? Let's see. Who am I following? There's a couple people still here. Do we want to raid another like coding stream? Or ooh. Ooh, interesting. Any candidates? Anyone that we know? Anyone that people that are viewing right now know that would want to stream? I have a candidate. Otherwise, I see that I was watching Sepirako earlier, and they apparently have rated someone, so we could join in on that. Or otherwise, I have other people that I watch that are streaming, but they're not doing coding. Okay, I think here we go. We're gonna raid. You don't have any? Okay, fair enough. I do need to do more raiding, so we're gonna do this and /raid. Here we go. Okay, so off we go. We're gonna do a raid. And until next time, thanks so much, everyone, again for hanging out and watching. And I think definitely more Rust, more struggle. I think probably people find that entertaining, maybe, hopefully. Anyway, till next time, bye bye.